Financial independence, retire early. How much money would you need to save to retire at 40 years old? And would that be a good choice? The FIRE method has a lot of advocates, but is it right for you? The idea behind the FIRE method is that you work hard and save aggressively so that you can quit your day job and live off of a side hustle or part-time work, or even for a time, live without having to work and take a paycheck. So before you can actually do this, for the people who are doing it and living well, they have set a goal of saving up at least 25 times their estimated living expenses. That is a year's worth of expenses times 25. And as a general rule of thumb, you can withdraw 4% of your portfolio value every year without running out of money. Now, you go above that amount and things get dicey. From year to year, there's a lot of uncertainty over what the market will do. And if you are planning on withdrawing 4% from your portfolio every year until retirement, there's gonna be some down years in that. And if you hit a really down year and need to make a withdrawal, that means you're having to sell your portfolio in a really difficult time for stocks. Not the best idea. So keep in mind, with the level of uncertainty that exists both in the stock market and our economy, this is not necessarily a method that's foolproof, and it's not something that's ever going to be easy to do no matter what the circumstances. It's also really important to remember that for the vast majority of FIRE advocates, they're not really retiring, they're just not going to that day job anymore. So they have a side hustle, they have part-time work, they're gaining a small income in some other way. And I also think it's really important to remember in the moment like this with the coronavirus that the expectation that that side work will also be available isn't always going to be the case. This all might sound like a pipe dream now to anybody out there who's either unemployed or struggling to get by, as so many are. The thing you have to think about is that the very lessons that the FIRE method teaches to its users are things we can apply to all of our lives. Living frugally, not spending on the things that don't really give us great happiness, that have limited returns on the investment. So is that extra coffee really going to make you happy? Is the food in the fridge perfectly good, not the thing that you're going to have for dinner tonight? If you think about life in a frugal way, you're already thinking through some of the steps you would need to think through in order to apply this FIRE method to your life. So it's important to remember that while this method sounds very appealing, and while it does work for many people, it's not foolproof. And you have to always consider especially the cost of healthcare, the cost of health insurance. If you have children and you're pursuing the FIRE method, what unknown costs might pop up in their lives? These are the things that are really key when you're thinking about any drastic financial decisions, and certainly the FIRE method is a drastic financial decision.